This is a stitched-together compilation of TikToks explaining why some believe the U.S. is heading toward collapse. I don't own these clips. This is purely for educational and awareness purposes.
America is going to be the poorest country in the world starting now. You're going to see the biggest crashes happening right now.
Everything will be collapsing, and the banks will close, and there will be chaos. And everyone on radio and television and the internet will be telling you we have to do central banks. We have to do digital currency from the central. Do not believe that. The collapse is caused by the idiocy of the people who are now telling you, A, we're fine, it's stable, and B, that's a conspiracy theory that we're doing a central bank digital currency. They're lying to you, and they're the ones who caused it.
I'm predicting 40,000 business bankruptcies by the 4th of July. So 2 months now I've been telling you why the U.S. economy is cooked, and there's lots of reasons for it. It's not just the tariffs. The tariffs, of course, are the largest nail in the coffin. But we've known, economists and historians have known for the longest time that if you make drastic changes in your economy and introduce something like tariffs across the board, particularly against your largest trading partners, Canada, China, and Mexico, that it's going to have drastic consequences. And the drastic consequences are going to be to make costs for all of those businesses that are trying to function in the U.S. right now go up dramatically. Now, think of the small business in the U.S. that's an importer and a reseller of something that comes from China. They're importing something that's not made in the U.S. They might be importing just a part of something that they put together, that they manufacture. And, part of the product is made in the U.S., is made in China, rather. And now they're looking at it and they're saying, well, I'm a small business. I employ 4 people. I've got a shipping container full of this stuff. The tariffs on it are in excess of 104%. I can't afford to pay it. I can't continue to run my business. My clients are not going to pay it. I can up my price on my website. I can let my clients know, my customers know that this is what the price is now, but I know they're not going to pay it. And so what happens? What happens at that point? Well, this is April now, but May comes along and you're in a similar situation. You didn't get those products. The U.S. government seized them, and now it's going to end up going to auction in 6 months or something like that. You don't order anymore. If you're going to order something, you just stop ordering it. Yeah, it hurts the business in China, but they've got clients all around the world, so it's they will continue to survive. But you, as an American business, are in a situation where you've got debts, you've got money that you've got to pay each month, and you can't make those payments. You borrowed money to get your business running. You borrowed money to keep your business running. You've got a line of credit and things like that. So this is April now. By May, June, we're going to start to see a lot of businesses filing for bankruptcy, and then we'll see personal bankruptcy.
I think that right now we are at a decision-making point and very close to a recession. And I'm worried about something worse than a recession if this isn't handled well. A recession is 2 negative quarters of GDP, and whether it goes slightly there, we always have those things. We have something that's much more profound. We have a breaking down of the monetary order. We are going to change the monetary order because we cannot spend the amounts of money, so we have that problem. And when we talk about the dollar and we talk about tariffs, we have that. We are having profound changes in our domestic order, how ruling is existing, and we're having profound changes in the world order. Such times are very much like the 1930s. I've studied history, and this repeats over and over again. So if you take tariffs, if you take debt, if you take the rising power challenging the existing power, if you take those factors and look at the factors, those changes in the orders, the systems, are very, very disruptive. How that's handled could produce something that is much worse than a recession, or it could be handled well. Let's take the debt situation.
Yeah.
The
I'm
stock
sorry,
market
go ahead.
does not lie. If it goes down 1,000 or 1,500 points in one day, it's an economic indicator that people with the knowledge are very worried about what's happening. And that's what happened today.
Stocks on the market and everything else. I don't want to hurt that either, but sometimes you have to give to receive.
I expected it to go down and expected to go down that drastically.
I pay attention to the tariffs. If they could bring more jobs to American people in the United States, then I think it's great. But I don't want to hurt the people in the United States.
I'm concerned. I mean, over 80 years, we've had trade partners that we trusted, that they trusted us, and we've lost that over the course of 2 months or a month.
I feel nervous for our household budget. With 2 kids, I wonder what our grocery bill is going to be like. I wonder if we can afford to upgrade our car when it breaks.
What overseas is doing to the United States, that's wrong. Whether it's any kind of business, whether it's your business, my business, or anybody's, that's wrong. And hopefully these tariffs, I know what he's trying to do, these tariffs will help the people with businesses, break the business stronger, make the people that's working and everything else, they can come back and make a decent living.
There's never been an aspect of where a tariff is considered good economic policy.
Look at 1929, Great Depression. That's the last time we did across the board massive tariffs was 1929, and there were bread lines. Tariffs have never
lost
worked
any
out.
money?
More than $500,000.
6 figures.
How are you feeling about
3
that?
days. I'm pissed off.
Scared shitless.
Elon Musk down 135 billion. Mark Zuckerberg down 30 billion. But forget these billionaires. What about you?
They put me in Tesla, which at the time seemed like, oh yeah, electric cars. Something's got to happen or I'm going to be living in my car. I think it will go back up. I hope I'll be around. If not, my granddaughter will get nothing when I die.
Should I just bury my money in the
When
ground?
people say it's never been as bad as now, where the hell were they? Do they know their history? How can you say this is the worst thing we've ever had? These were much worse at different times. I don't have enough money in my bank to pay my bills. At my age, I'm 80 years old. Where I see things will get back.
Tariffs are skyscrapers, right?
Tariffs?
Yeah, they are skyscrapers.
Something even worse than tariffs is happening in the bond market right now, so let me explain. Typically, when there's a recession or a global economic slowdown, investors flock to US Treasury bonds because they are considered the gold standard in safe assets. Right now, that's not happening. Investors are actually dumping long-term Treasury bonds, and Larry Summers helps sums this up. He says this highly unusual pattern suggests a generalized aversion to U.S. assets and global financial markets. We are being treated by global financial markets like a problematic emerging market. Essentially, what's happening is people are starting to lose faith that the U.S. can pay off its debts given the trajectory of the U.S. economy and our fiscal path. The United Kingdom actually experienced this recently at a much smaller scale. Essentially, Liz Truss, who was Prime Minister for a very short period, released a budget that skyrocketed debt because of unfunded tax cuts. Essentially, global markets said that this was too risky, that the UK would not be able to pay off these debts, and as a result, interest rates skyrocketed in the UK. However, the US economy is much larger and much more important than the United Kingdom, and US Treasury bonds are the gold standard in safe assets, like I said before. Implications of Trump's tariff policies leading to a rout in US Treasuries could permanently damage our economy and result in higher long-term interest rates, higher inflation, and much higher borrowing costs. These lunatics are literally sending us down a potential death spiral, literally, where the US economy takes the entire world down. The only way to stop this is to have Congress intervene and stop Trump's insane tariff policy. This may seem impossible, but there is hope. The only real hope at this point is if certain Republicans like Brian Fitzpatrick, Don Bacon, and those in the Senate like Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins leave the Republican Party and caucus with the Democrats. If this does not happen, we are headed towards an unprecedented meltdown of fucking catastrophic proportions, and I would urge everyone to call their representative and demand that they take this insane tariff power away from our lunatic Cheeto fucking president.
If Donald Trump's plans were ever implemented, the country would sink into prolonged recession. A few examples. His proposed 35% tariff-like penalties would instigate a trade war, and that would raise prices for consumers, kill our export jobs, and lead entrepreneurs and businesses of all stripes to flee America. It would be very bad for American workers and for American families. But you say, wait. Isn't he a huge business success? Doesn't he know what he's talking about? No, he isn't. And no, he doesn't. Business genius, he is not. Successfully bringing jobs home requires serious policy and reforms that make America the place businesses want to come, want to plant, and want to grow. You can't punish business into doing what you want.